You've heard people say, I don't like your personality.
Yes.
You're so talkative.
You know, people usually say that.
Very outgoing. Or someone is so reserved.
You're so silent.
And you wonder why is it that they are calling you all that. So we want to define what is personality. And we want to say this. Personality is the overall quality about you. Everything, Stephanie, about you, your walking style defines your personality, your way of talking, your way of thinking, your emotions, everything about you is your personality. But now, there's a difference between personality and character. While personality is your outside appearance, the way you walk, the way you talk, when people are watching you, vile unajifanya watu wakiwa, that's your personality. But now character is who you are, what you do when no one is observing.
Okay, so that is your real self.
That is your real self. And actually, when we are doing marriage counseling, we tell them, you get married or you're attracted to a personality, but you live with a character.
Well,
because a while now, the honeymoon is over and you go back, the two of you, now the real character comes out.
Because
so
the
personality was this, you know, the way we were seeing you. And so why should we teach people about personality? One, if you can't deal with yourself, if you don't understand yourself, if you can't hold and compose yourself, you can't accommodate others. So it is, first of all, you know your personality, your strength, because you're going to be looking at the strength and the weakness before you can be able even to address other people. If you can't get along with yourself, you can't get along with others.
Okay.
So very important.
That makes a lot of sense. So now let me ask you, with that comparison between personality and character, why do we then need to know our personality? Is it not the character that we need to know? Because you've said personality is the show that we usually give. Or can it be, for some, is it that the character is still their personality? No, not really, no. Your character is not your personality. It can't be.
No. Your character is how you behave. You know, there's some two things. I don't know whether you've ever been, when you're growing up and your parents are not around, sometimes then you're alone. There are some two things that you can do when you're alone, but you can't do when they are there, right?
Yes. Well, especially when you're a child.
A typical example is think about you're fetching water, maybe from the tap, from the dispenser. If no one is observing you, there's the tendency of even drinking a sufuria, a jug, or anything, because no one is there to judge. So your character is a little bit hidden.
Okay.
But your personality is loud, it's outspoken, it's something people see. And that is why you hear people say, so-and-so is so talkative. You know, that is something that everyone is able to see. So it is very important that you know your personality.
So that you're able to associate
with others, because personality can break or form relationships. So there are people who are not able to form friendships. They can't form basic relationship with people because of their personality. Because again, when you go now to our counseling, we tell you that there are some personality disorders. Yes. That's a whole wide topic altogether. Yeah. So when you hear somebody has a malformed personality, it's a personality disorder, and there are many.
Okay. Just we might not get into it, but is a narcissism
is a personality disorder. It's a personality disorder because this person gets to be so very much manipulative. And maybe sometimes it can be genetic, it can be from the upbringing, parenting, the way a child is parented. You could bring up a narcissist, Stefan, without your knowledge. Yeah, this person who wants everything done for them and then you praise them.
Yeah.
You're bringing up someone that will be a thorn in the flesh in the life of another person.
Yeah. And can someone correct this? Is this a personality that can be corrected, especially for adults?
Not really. No one should.
There was a day I was having a discussion with someone, and they were really trying to argue out that you can help someone who has a narcissistic tendency or who is a narcissist.
Now, this is what happens when people are getting married, for example. That is the most perfect example. People hope, especially ladies, all ladies, they hope that men will change. So you found this person who has their own lot of issues, and you feel like, atabadilika tu. Child of God, they don't change. You are not going to change people. They will not change. It is you who will change to accommodate them, yeah? And again, men now, on the other end, men think that women won't change. the way alikuwa kwa kaslenda kazuri nini
Oh,
nini,
wanafikiria
they think you
kubaki
would
hivyo
change,
mpaka
and then you
mwisho.
give birth to 3-4 babies and you're like so now personality cannot be changed because it's just like your skin. What we can do is that we can modify your personality. That's why self-awareness is important. So when you're aware that I like to manipulate people, I'm aggressive, I'm so much talkative, which is a bother to some people, we can modify your personality, but we cannot change
Change your
it. Or
personality.
you can't change somebody's personality. Kama alizaliwa hivyo. Some of it is genetic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, some of it is genetically inherited. So how now do you change from your genes?
You can't change
So
your
you can
genes.
only try to modify what this person has so that it can fit in the society. You realize that I'm always irritated, high aggressive. So you can modify that, but you cannot really change.
Change your
It's not
personality.
possible.
Okay. So what are these personalities that we're talking about so that
Okay.
people can identify where they lie, what their personality is?
Well, one of them, we want to say that we classify them into two. We have what we call the broader perspective of the personality. Those ones are only 3. We shall come to them. That is the extrovert, we have the introvert, then we have the ambivert. But now we have what we call the temperament. And so maybe for purposes of today's discussion, we would like to analyze your temperament. And even by the end of this lesson,
because it's a
you
lesson,
should be
it's a
able to
class.
analyze and tell us what is your temperament. Yeah?
Okay,
and,
good.
and how well do you relate with people outside there? And what do people like about you? And what are your maybe weaknesses? Because for every personality you mention, there is a weakness. And you will
none
realize
is
that,
perfect.
yeah, and that weakness can even bring some mental health. We shall come and
Problems.
relate that.
Okay.
So the first temperament we can talk about is a lot of people that you can highly identify in the society. Even in this workplace, you will identify them. We call them the choleric.
Choleric.
Yes, the choleric people. Now, these people are aggressive, hard workers. People, yani ni wale watu uona, even when everybody else has left for home, they're still in the office
Wanachapa
busy
kazi.
with their laptops until around 10 p.m.
And you
That's when they
wonder, are
realize,
you being paid extra? You know, they're not being paid any
no, these
extra.
guys are workaholic. They can work themselves out because they are go-getters. A go-getter. They believe they have to get this. My aim is this. They take life as a project. I want to accomplish this by all means. It doesn't matter who will get hurt.
Oh,
So
so
I
that is
have
the
to
weakness.
get this. Oh yes. And so these people, one, they're very, very much hardworking, very aggressive. And when I say aggressive, it is in all aspects, whether you're at home, whether
Whether in a
wherever.
relationship setup, in a work setup, they're all aggressive.
What about their divorce? They believe if a marriage is not working, let's just part ways.
Oh,
Oh yeah, they're there. They hate delays. So these people are very hardworking. They're very aggressive, very go-getters, and they're never discouraged. You cannot discourage a choleric person. In fact, the moment you discourage them, you're giving them recipe for working harder
you
to
motivate
prove to
them.
you that this is working, this is workable. Yeah.
Okay.
So those are the choleric people. Very hardworking, very aggressive, very optimistic. They are there. They take life as a project. Unfortunately, these people, they have a militant approach.
okay.
Militant like wanajeshi, the KDFs.
Where?
They order people around. They order you around. Kwa nini hii kitu ijawa? Kwa
Fanya
nini?
hivi, fanya
They
hivi,
feel
that.
like, why are you even here? Why are you even paying you if you can't do?
I already
see.
have people in mind, you know.
These people, they're very
Bossy.
yeah, very bossy, and then they don't delegate. They will not delegate their duties.
Okay. They want
Why?
to do everything
They
on
feel
their
they
own.
want to do everything because if I leave this, no one else can do this the way I can do it.
Okay.
They don't feel like anyone else in this world. So they consider other people immaterial.
Wow.
For them, you are non-essential, inconsequential.
Wow.
You
Okay.
don't really matter because, and they hate delay. Mini kuitishe chai and then they'll come there and pick for themselves.
Okay.
And even when they are picking, they'll give you a piece of their mind.
So patience is not
They
their
have
strength.
zero patience. See them in the during the traffic.
Oh, no.
They honk a lot because they are wondering, why are you taking all my time and I'm supposed to be going to work? And you know, these guys should be allocated honestly maybe 26 hours out of the normal 24 hours because they want to
24
work
is not
throughout.
enough.
Yeah? 24 is never enough for them.
Oh, wow.
So these people, they don't consider taking rest. They believe things have to work.
You have to make things
Things
work.
have to
Things
move.
have to move.
So they believe in hard work, and they are very energetic. They have serious energies.
Okay.
So these are people who are go-getters. They believe things have to work.
What
very,
about-
very hardworking.
What about the relationship? You've said that if
Oh.
it doesn't work, there are those people who will just quit it.
Now, how
instantly.
will you nurture a relationship when you're bossy? When all you do is order people around and consider, even when they have that, you've never seen, imagine if you have a choleric for a mother. They come and it is 5 a.m. in the morning and they're like, Stephanie, you're still sleeping. Yini masaa ngapi umelala wewe? Why are you still sleeping in bed? Such a time. All your other friends are busy working and making money.
Now you can even understand your mothers. Ukipata tu picha vizuri, you will appreciate your mother more because it's just their personality.
They want things done, and most of the time they want things done their way.
Okay.
Not your way.
Not your way.
You might come and start, giving them advice. I told me I was thinking we can do this and then do this. But finally, it is their way that will win because they already had that in mind.
In mind,
They
you can
don't
change
need your advice.
Okay,
They are
interesting.
determined. So those are the choleric
Cholerics.
people. Very hardworking.
Who else?
Ni kama wale watu wanaitaka wa kuforce issues. They force things until zinaijiana.
Itawaka ama itawaka. We are making it or we make it.
Exactly. Yeah. Those are the choleric people.
Uh-huh.
Now, the second group of people, they are more quiet. We call them the melancholic.
Melancholic.
Melancholic is the second temperament from choleric. Now, melancholic, you've had these people we call neat freak.
Yes.
Ushawaisikia yule mtu?
Perfectionist.
The perfectionist. Now, these are people
these
who,
days.
when you have done cleaning the sheets, you don't end up as at there. You iron them. They can't spend their bed, or they sleep on a bed that is not ironed.
Why? Uh-huh.
These people are very, very formal, very, extremely formal, highly organized,
Okay.
highly organized, highly scheduled. If you want to date a melancholic,
Where?
book them 1 year earlier.
Oh.
At least 9 months earlier. At least you don't just wake up and
It
tell
can't
them,
be
I want
that
us to
bad.
hang around there and have whatever. No,
These are people who respect their schedule.
Very.
What are you doing today? They're not spontaneous.
hawezi
Okay.
muuliza form na atoe form za hizo. Hawezi
Hiyo
kwa
form
sababu
inabidi
for them
umepanga.
everything has to be organized. So these are people who are extremely detailed, and that is a positive thing. Now, if you want your wedding, if you want your event, give it to a melancholic. They pay attention to details. They know the tent is this color, our theme color is this. They say this color cannot go with this. Ondoa hii. They take their time.
Okay.
Now, those are the positive aspects of a melancholic, that they are very smart. Clean, smart, they clean their cup, and even they place it in a specific place. No one should tamper with that.
Okay.
They lock the office because they cannot have someone come and start tampering with their things. They don't like people coming
They don't like
and mingling with their
disorganization.
things. Yeah, they don't like. They are highly organized.
Okay.
Very smart and creative. They are creative, very good thinkers. Now, those are the melancholic. Unfortunately, they're very mean.
Oh.
Too mean
Downside.
for this life. Too mean. These are guys who don't even know what their bank balance is.
Oh.
And I'm talking in terms of the 2 shillings and the 2 coins, the 2 cents that are there. If we ask you how much do you have, maybe you know that like 1,000, 10,000, 20, but you don't know the specific 200 and 2 shillings there. These guys know because they'll budget to the last coin. You ask them out. Before akupeleke out watakuwa wamesha kuweka kwa diary na budget tutaspend hii.
Oh, hii ni pesa tutaspend. So
they are not overspend as if you are dating a melancholic.
We cannot date. So if you are melancholic, we cannot date.
If you're dating a melancholic, so you better be prepared to face budget.
Oh, we cannot live together.
They will be strict to budget, very strict.
Okay.
And they, unfortunately, another negative aspect about melancholic, by the way, is that they hold grudges for a lifetime.
Oh.
These are guys who unamkosea January until 2095 is still reminding you of what you did.
Oh my goodness.
They have not forgiven you.
I think it's good that we know this so that you know your partner. Ukijua ni melancholic, you know you can't live with them.
Definitely.
You just know it won't work. It's good. But I like that they have the good side. If you're looking for a planner, then this is a person.
These are the best people.
If you're a bad spender, then you need someone.
You
who's
need such
good
a
with the
person.
budget.
Yeah?
So
now,
yeah.
another thing about melancholic people, other than being mean, and other than being that they hold grudges for a lifetime, they are very choosy. Extremely choosy. And so if it's a girl and she's now looking for a marriage partner, she might get late because she's choosing, I want, you know those things you tell us, dark, tall, handsome.
Yeah,
Kucha zikuwe hivi, midomo meno ikuwe hivi.
Miguu ikuwe inakaa hivi.
I don't know how many parts.
chest.
How many parts?
6.
No, those things, they only appear or they only exist in your mind. The people you have outside there, if they meet that qualification, then you will see there's another thing they are missing. So we never have perfect people.
Exactly.
No, they're very choosy, and therefore so many partners will bypass them because they're choosing.
You can miss out on a good husband or a good wife because you're too choosy.
Yeah, you're too choosy because I'm looking for these. Na honestly, mahali tumefika, Stephanie, we chukua mtu, osha, wacha angare. Songeni mukisonga. So hii maneno ya tall, dark, what, we osha mtu wako.
Osha mwenye yuko.
Chukua mtu osha, angare, songa mukienda. Now these guys will be choosy, extremely choosy. They're choosing everything. They even anything, their dream house, their destination, they might do things but a little bit late because they were busy paying attention to details and saying this one pass, this one pass, this one pass. And so they might, and so another thing is that they might be late. They don't meet deadlines. That is one. Because
you're too focused on details.
You're too focused on details. And you miss the game. You miss the fun of it. Yeah, so these people are highly formal, highly scheduled, and they're good. But tread carefully when it comes to their relationship.
Okay.
Because they will not sit there. You cannot have, you can't meet a melancholy and you start engaging them in a conversation. They'll be bored. Like, I was supposed to be in my house cleaning, and it
so
cuts across.
She's there, but she's
ayuko hapo lakini ayuko hapo.
Akili iko mahali kwingine.
Exactly.
Oh my
These
goodness.
are people who knows where they have kept. If it's a child, for example, if you have a melancholic child, by the time they go to sleep, they know where all their toys are, well organized. Zimewekwa vizuri, and they give you caution: don't touch, please. Don't touch those things. They are mine. If there is a drawer, they can even lock them. So those are children. So it's a good personality either way, only that maybe they need to work on some aspects there.
A few things.
Yeah.
I love that they have weaknesses and strengths, all of the personalities.
Every personality. Never be lied to anyone that there's any perfect personality.
Okay.
So the first one was choleric. Now we've talked about melancholic. Now the third one, the easiest to identify in any marketplace, in any organization, in any workplace, or in any church, is what we call the sanguines.
Oh, the easy ones. The
sanguines.
Extreme extroverts.
Oh my! The sanguines, they are fun-loving people. That is the first thing. Populist. In a normal organization you go, I don't know whether you guys used to go for games, because number one, they make friends very fast. If you go for games and maybe your school is wearing green, another one red, purple, whatnot, for a normal person, a normal child, you would tend to keep to your school. You know, you associate only with your schoolmates. A sanguine. No, namuona huko chini, in between red uniform and she is wearing green. Now, sanguines, they make friends very fast. They are fun-loving people. They will know you within a few minutes, 5 minutes of conversation with a sanguine. They'll have told you their name, 2 names and their nickname, the schools they attended, their parents, their siblings,
what they do,
their ancestors. They tell you bulk information within a very short time because they're very talkative. Sanguines ni watu wanyamazi. Na energy.
They never a dull moment with sanguines. You can't get bored. Sanguines.
They update their Instagram, their social status every 2 minutes.
I know so many sanguines.
Guys, we in Mombasa. We are eating this and then they take a picture and then they show you. Guys, now this is us. Mwalimu hesabu ulisema hatuendi mali hapa ni wapi?
So these are guys that are very strong in tukiangalia careers of social media management.
Now
these are their areas.
Those ones are the people who fit there. Very outgoing. Form friends very fast. They are spenders. Heavy spenders.
No, these are the
now why are they spending
of melancholic?
The opposite. Why are they spending, by the way? They are spending because number one, I did not tell you that their life, everything they do is for a show off.
Oh.
They have to get the best tablet and the latest in town.
So that they can show it.
Irrespective of whether they can afford it or it is on some borrowed terms, they don't care.
Wow.
They have to drive the latest machine. whether they can afford it or whether they'll go the loan way.
Okay, and
No.
most Luo men fall in
We
This
don't
kind of
want to
like
accuse
Nate.
anyone unless we are accused.
Yeah.
But one thing I know is that, there are some communities that you find more sanguines than the others.
Okay,
But even
alright.
in those communities, there are these other personalities.
of course, yes.
But let me tell you that a sanguine, in terms of discipline, they're indisciplined.
Oh, okay. Tell us about it.
Very indisciplined. One, they never keep time. How will you keep time and by the time you're passing by, you're saying hi to everyone? Hi! Mkwaje? So how's it going? Unaachana na huyo.
Kidogo,
I've
kidogo.
not seen you. Oh, they're talking and they're talking and they're talking, so they never keep time.
Okay.
But one thing is they're escapist. They know how to maneuver their way around. So you're the boss, I'm the sanguine and I'm coming and I'm late. There's nothing you'll do because I'll start by, first of all, I will, brainwash.
Compliment
Hi,
you,
Stephanie.
Oni.
How was your weekend? I love your earrings. See how lovely you look.
Unasahau kwa nini they were
They'll
late.
come and shower you with all manner of things. Sometimes they can even bring you a gift. Oh, we went to Israel and I brought you these. Now, picture this. You have a gift from me. Where do you get the energy?
strength?
Where do you get the audacity to
question
ask
me about
that
my
I'm
late
late?
dress?
Are you seeing that?
Smart guys.
Yeah, very, very. They're escapists. Even when they are found cheating, because most of them cheat.
Hapa ndio tumewapata. Kumbe ni hapa hii personality ndio wako hapa.
Every
Character developers.
Because they're very outgoing.
Yeah.
One of the things we notice is they get bored very fast. Very, very fast. They get bored. They're doing this nini, wanaachana na hiyo. They're doing this, so they never finish their project. Because of getting bored very fast. So these people can be cheaters.
Okay.
And so when they're there cheating, and you find them, they
will
will
just-
watakuruka. You will end up apologizing. I didn't mean that, and then I'm sorry. Because these people, you should see their divorce.
The sweet talk as well.
Yeah, they'll sweet talk you until you feel like you're the one in the wrong. You end up saying, "Oh, Baba Boy, I didn't really mean that. I'm sorry." But they
Who am I going to marry? Oh, these personalities are gonna shida. They're just
don't be choosy. Don't be choosy. But one of the things you realize about these people, one, they value relationships, they value friendships, and because of that, they create more friends. They like fun. They don't like dull moments. Even when people are sad, in a room people are mourning, a sanguine comes in, they must look for a way of making the whole thing very lively. They will come up with a
Rich
key
people
statement
to
that
have
will make you realize that
love.
even death is not the final thing.
It's not as serious.
It's not a serious thing. It's not that serious.
Uh-huh.
So we have said that they are overspenders and they can cheat a lot. And we have also said that these people, this particular group of people, in terms of parenting, they are not the best.
Oh.
They are not the best.
Why?
They are permissive parenting. They are not even permissive. They are uninvolved.
Oh, hands off.
They are the hands off because mi nilienda kupati. Nilienda wapi? I came back and I'm on my gadget and I'm posting and I'm on social media. What time did I have with this child?
To sit with the child.
Are you
do
seeing
homework,
that?
yeah.
So they are not very much involved. Choleric, the ones we started, very hardworking people, they are authoritarian parents.
Oh.
They give orders. I want you to do this, and don't ask why.
Why?
Because I said so.
Why?
So those ones. So
Okay.
now the sanguines, we have said that in terms of parenting, they are not really the best, but every personality has a good bit
And
and
the
the bad
bad
bit.
bits.
So these people are full of energy. These people, so if you're looking for an MC,
Sanguine.
go for a sanguine. Because our sanguine will be there
It will make
jumping
sure
with the
people are
old people.
energetic,
Before you know it,
energetic.
they're jumping with the young ones. Before you know it, they're all over and they're very, very excited. So those are the sanguines. So
Okay.
I'm sure you've identified them.
Yes,
In the workplace.
I've seen a lot of people that I know where they fall. Nimesha categories. I'm just going to tell them you are sanguine, you are choleric,
On a Monday
melancholic.
morning, the sanguines will come and they're narrating the whole weekend. They make you feel like you people didn't have a weekend.
What have you been doing in your life?
Because they have
A lot.
stories and stories to narrate where they went for a road drive, for a walk, for their parties, and the melancholic was just in the house, just placing
chilling,
the flowers in the right
moving.
place, the plates, cleaning the carpet, cleaning the TV and everything. They were busy taking care of the house. These ones are outside, they are partying.
I think that's why it's important to know your personality so that you're not pressured by others. Because
Oh, yes.
someone will tell you how they've done road tours, road trips and all that, but you actually just at your home chilling, and that was good for you until you hear the story, and then you think that you're not. Your life
You
is
feel
not
like
as
you're
good.
missing. No,
You're actually
not.
fine.
Yeah,
right?
very fine. So the fourth temperament that we have is a group that we call the phlegmatic. Phlegmatic people. Now, those ones, you will identify them because, number one, they are very quiet, very calm, reserved. Reserved in the sense that they don't like drama. They hate embarrassment. These people, they don't like being noticed. If we're in a meeting, if we're in a social gathering, and a sanguine comes in, everybody must notice ameingia.
From their dressing.
Either they are coming with very loud calls, or they are wearing some very shoes that will make noise all over, or they are wearing some very shouting colors. They have to look for ways of people to know them.
Yeah.
Something lazima. And politicians, most of them,
They
are
fall
there.
in this category.
They fall in that category, yeah?
Now we understand them.
But now, the phlegmatic, they want to be very quiet. They will want to come to that meeting, na msijui amefika.
They'll sit at the very back.
The very back, not unless you acknowledge them, they are comfortable there. They are very quiet, very reserved. Unfortunately, they are lazy.
Oh,
They're very lazy.
makosa.
They don't like taking initiative at all. And they are very hesitant to help. Kukusaidia?
Oh, they won't.
Hawataki. Yani, these guys mind their business and their circle only.
I almost thought I fell here, but okay. Honestly, I don't
No.
think I fall
For
here.
everyone, I'll come to tell you that now when you come to the broader perspective, you could pick some
Beats from
some qualities from every temperament we are talking about.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because now the phlegmatic people, they are quiet, and even when you quarrel them, they will never fight. They don't quarrel back. They don't fight back. They just, they are quiet. Mpaka unashindwa sasa huyu unamuuliza nini? You try quarreling with the sanguine. Try quarreling with the sanguine. You will fight. Because they are full of energy, they are full of mouth. They will attack you with their energy and with their mouth.
Yes.
A sanguine will not want, a phlegmatic will not want drama. So they will be quiet, they will be reserved. Hawatataka hizo mambo mingi. Are you saying that?
Okay.
So, phlegmatic people, they are rigid, very rigid. Rigid to change, they don't want. If I get married to you, and we come, this is our house, and we place our 3-seat here, 1-seat, fridge, what. The way we have arranged that house in
like
2024, we might find it that way in 2094. If they'll be alive.
Oh, that is very serious.
They are very rigid. See wale watu ati wana take initiative. No, they are not. They are not even risk takers.
Okay.
They don't take risk. But one good thing about them is they nurture friendship. They value.
Oh.
These are the people who will come and ask you, in a very quiet manner, Stephanie, you don't look fine. Is everything okay? And then you say, I'm not feeling it. Oh, sorry. Can I get you some lemon water? And then they go. So they nurture friendship. And that makes them very good leaders.
Leaders?
Oh, yes. Leadership is not all about being mouthy, mouthology. There's nothing like that. Leadership has everything to do with how you go to nurture friendship. If somebody comes in the morning and they don't look fine, are you able to reach out to them and ask them, are you well? Is everything okay? Can I offer any help? No, people treasure that. And so they make very good leaders.
Leaders, okay.
Yeah, and I know one of our former president, he's already passed on. He was one of them. He was one of them. So you could tell he's a phlegmatic. Si watu wa kelele, but ni watu wa kufanya kazi.
Okay.
But now, when you come to these other people, they will be there, jumpy and all over, and everything all over there. Yeah.
What about the relationship of a phlegmatic? How are they in a relationship setup?
Remember, they nurture friendship. So they are quiet, and even if the relationship doesn't work and it gets to a point that you need to break up, they divorce quietly. They don't want that drama. Si wale watu mnakosana alafu wanakuanika kesho kwa social media, guys, I decided to do this and this. Those are sanguines. Sanguines divorce publicly. After calling you all names of domestic and wild animals, they divorce with a lot of fight and quarrels and drama.
Well,
These ones divorce
very
quietly,
peacefully.
Hawataki mambo mingi, hawataki hata hiyo issue ijulikane. Watakuacha and you move on as they move on.
Okay.
So those are
Very
phlegmatic,
peaceable people.
but they can be judgmental. They feel they are holier than the others. Holier than thou. Yeah, it's like every other person around me is a sinner except me. So they can be judgmental.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are the 4 main temperaments.
So now you've said that someone can, looking at the broader perspective,
Yeah.
or before you even get to that, still in relationships, because we are human beings. We rely a lot on relationship, both on friendship and even for marriage.
Yeah.
Kind of relationship. So, which personalities usually connect well with each other?
Thank you. I knew you would ask that.
Yes.
Now, I want you to picture this. You're actually going to choose for yourself. Picture this. A choleric, bossy, giving orders around and feeling like nobody is doing things well, marrying another choleric. What will happen?
You can't stay in the same house. There'll be drama, fire.
A lot of fight. Those guys will fight. They better build their house next to a police station because they'll forever be fighting. Huyu anataka hii, you want to build this brand. You want to build, who will hear who, yeah? Picture this, a sanguine married to another sanguine. What would happen? Outgoing on social media, everything. You jump, I jump, you talk, I talk. Who will hear who?
No one.
So therefore, they're going to form a very chaotic marriage. Very, very chaotic. Picture a melancholic who is very orderly and another melancholic, boring.
Very boring. The house
Mi
will be
nataka
so dull.
hii, na wewe unataka hii, mi nataka this grey color, and I want a touch of this.
No going.
Quite. What about a phlegmatic and another phlegmatic?
Oh.
They'll never take initiative in life.
Oh, things will
Because
never move in that
they
house.
don't take risk. They don't like drama. They don't like change. So they'll never take initiative. But now if you want to balance these people, so if you're there and you're getting married and you have now learned about personality, I want to believe a choleric will work very well with a phlegmatic.
Because one is very hardworking.
One is very hardworking and taking all the risk.
The other
This one
so
is
comfortable
quiet.
and
This one is bossy. This one take instructions. So that marriage
now
will
they're
work.
able to.
You're balancing. This one is
Balance.
giving a lot of orders and you know, giving a lot of instructions and taking a lot of risk and very hardworking. This other character here is not as hardworking as this one. And so when they come, you can balance.
Okay.
Huyu kolede kanatafuta mtu atamsikiliza. And this one is very good at listening. By the way, phlegmatic, they're very good listeners. Oh yeah, they'll sit and listen to your problem.
So counselors fall here. I'm not saying you're one.
But they have several qualities of a phlegmatic, quite a number, not all, because I'm not lazy.
Clearly you're not. Yeah.
So that is a choleric will do better with a phlegmatic. Then a sanguine, heavy spender, melancholic does not spend, stick to the budget.
So these two
those
will
two people
really
will merge.
Yes.
Because you will be balancing. While, picture this, a sanguine, we say they are indisciplined. That is one of the negative aspect. So, akifika kwa mlango, ashatoa viatu, ashatoa socks, amerusha, doesn't even know where the socks are.
Now a melancholic.
What about a melancholic?
And arranges
Likes
them.
order, comes
puts
and
them
looks at the
together.
shoes and is like, oh my goodness, now who put this? Takes them, you know, anapanguza, anaspray, anaziweka kwa shoe rack. Are you seeing that?
So, but is it also not a recipe of conflict? Because for marriages, they say, I'm an inchosha. This guy, you know, I always try to tell him to put things this way. They don't put it that way. So is this not a recipe of conflict?
Okay, when we come to marriage, we say there's that stage. After you're done with the honeymoon stage, now you come to this other stage where now you're settling. The settling stage is where munagongana proper. You fight, you quarrel, you until your energy is drained. Mnakaa jongo wawili wamepigana, wamechoka, wameangaliana hivi.
So mnakubaliana.
So finally mnakubaliana. You fight and quarrel. Why did you put this cup here? Why did you leave this water running? Why didn't you switch the lights off? Why didn't you make the bed this way? Why didn't you cook this way? You quarrel, fight, and you realize that you have no energy for that.
Okay.
And finally you settle. So when you guys are finally there, acceptance stage, you have a mekubali, nothing surprises you.
So this is my husband.
You find the shoes there, you just huyu achana naye tushamzoea. Pick them and you put them where they're supposed to be.
Okay, so it's true that opposites actually attract.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, because I think it will honestly be boring if you have the same personality with the person that you are. The same
muko na same
with.
weaknesses.
Yeah,
There's nothing
That's
interesting
idea,
about that. Yeah,
okay.
sure.
Interesting. And now, because now we're pressed for time, I want you to tell us the connection between your personality and your mental well-being.
Oh, thank you. And I did not tell you that these personalities, there is the broader perspective. Remind me about that, yeah?
Okay.
Because now there's a group that we call the extroverts, and there's another group we call the introverts, and then we have the ambivert, yeah? So now, connection to mental health, or even to normal health, or overall health, eh? Picture a choleric. Huyu ni mtu amejiwekea pressure to perform. You know, the go-getters. Things must work, or they must work. Now, what will happen to that person? They pressure their self. They wanakosana na watu sana. So, what are some of the likely diseases that they might get? One of the likely diseases they might get is blood pressure. High blood pressure, yeah. Another thing that these guys are likely to get is what you call cardiovascular diseases. Most of the choleric, by the way.
Oh,
the heart, watapata heart attack.
They're working too hard. They're not relaxing.
Even when the project does not seem to work, they are forcing it to work. Even when they don't seem to have enough resources to have enough manpower, they will want to be the manpower themselves. So they force themselves, they push themselves to the extremes. So these people end up having cardiovascular diseases. They end up having high blood pressure. They could even end up being depressed. Why? One of their characters is being irritable. Wanakasirika haraka. Kwa nini hamjafanya hii na hii na hii? And I said, why have you not done? Are you seeing that? That in itself is raising aggression in them.
Okay.
So for how long can you manage that? So you might be doing well in your 30s, in your 40s. Get to 50, get to 60, realize it was wearing you out. Yeah, and you're killing most of your body cells. So they end up having either cardiovascular diseases, high blood pressure, some depression.
Okay.
Those are choleric.
Choleric,
Let's talk about people like phlegmatic. A phlegmatic, I told you, is a quiet person. A phlegmatic does not like drama. Even when you're fighting and she has the right, she will allow you to win. So you could end up intimidating her, putting her down. And she doesn't mind because finally there is peace. For them, the end goal is peace. There is peace, and it doesn't matter who won or who didn't, there is peace. So hawajali hata kushuka, but they are very good. They make very good wife materials.
Wife materials.
Yeah, they make very good wife materials because the idea of submission is with them. The Bible says wives submit. The idea of submission, they have it.
Men, now you know. Men, now you know.
Don't go marrying that because of only that. You'll be surprised because there's another aspect that maybe you wouldn't wish. And you know, we tell people, if there's an aspect you cannot withstand while dating,
then don't marry.
Don't go ahead. It means you cannot withstand it in marriage. It means that will be the source of your trouble even when you're inside this marriage. Okay. So date with your eyes open. So these people, we are saying that they can be intimidated. So what are you doing to their self-esteem? You are lowering down their self-esteem. So these people will not take initiative. Ati mwende kwa mkutano, nani ataombesha? You won't see a phlegmatic because they have taken that submissive role. Wao ni wa kuongozwa, wao si wa kuongoza. Are you seeing that? So in terms of mental health, these guys are loners. They can be very lonely. And when they are very lonely, what are some of the diseases that comes with loneliness?
Depression.
Depression, some to stress levels, some to anxiety
Just
levels.
the self-esteem
So, yeah,
issues.
self-esteem. So these people, those are some of the things that in long run you could observe, especially anxiety. They have high levels of anxiety. You know what is anxiety? That kind of feeling you feel like something bad is going to happen to me.
You don't know what's going to happen, but
You're
feel like
not, you are
something is just-
anxious. Your stomach imejaa maji na butterflies. You're not very sure of how to handle the next minute. That one is common with the phlegmatic.
Okay.
Because they're used to, wow, tu ni wa kusubmit to with the sanguine. Let me tell you the problem with the sanguine. In terms of mental health, in terms of their overall health, a sanguine is a risk taker. Because they're indisciplined, what is likely to happen to them? They will make irrational decisions. So these are people who will maybe indulge in alcoholism. What does alcoholism end goal is? You're either very depressed, because alcohol, we say, when you take it in small amount, becomes a stimulant.
Yeah.
But in huge amount, it becomes a depressant.
Addiction.
So you become not depressed. Mtu mwenye amekunywa ka blackout, there's nothing fun about it. So that one is a depressant. So for this person who has taken alcohol and taken alcohol and taken alcohol, you could end up into some depression, some form of depression, yeah?
Okay.
And when you're not doing well as you would want, you know, outside there, you want people to recognize you and they are not, you could end up into some form of depression, yeah? Another thing, picture these people, they come up with irrational decisions. I told you they can be cheaters. Okay, no one should lie to you. All personalities can cheat.
Hatujamsema tu ni sanguine peke yake,
All
lakini
personalities can cheat.
most likely,
But most likely,
highly likely ni
these ones who are very, very outgoing.
Yeah.
Because phlegmatic,
anadai mata.
atashindwa atakuanzia aje. Hana language ya kukuanzia. Choleric can cheat but ako busy. Ako very busy minding his goals. Melancholic atakupangia the whole year, the other year.
So
you know,
before they cheat,
but
itakuwa-
sanguine mumekutana hapa kwa party hiyo jioni hiyo tu. Mmeshaenda. Are you seeing?
Yeah.
So they can be more, they are more likely to cheat. So what happens? They indulge sorry, in what we call unprotected sex. And so you now know the problems that comes with that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
these people
It's
can
the
end
sexual
because
transmitted
of their personality, they would find themselves treating themselves the STDs and all those manner of diseases.
yeah,
You get that?
okay.
In terms of melancholic, you who want things done your way,
The perfectionist.
the perfectionist, you who will pay 120 hours working on one project. You're not seeing the end goal, but you're still forcing mpaka
The
ingiane.
detail,
You're there paying detail to everything. What about when they don't work? You who is holding grudges for a lifetime. Tulikosana na wewe 2009. And now we are in 2099. And you're also holding the same grudge. What is it doing to
The
you?
resentment, the heart.
Exactly. What is it doing to do? So these guys can also end up into some form of stress and a depression, unable to deal with their own issues. That is in the long run. So that is some of the implication of your personality on your health. Even your choice of diet. I mean, these personalities, they range everywhere. A choleric will choose this meal. A melancholic will be very strict to balanced diet. A sanguine
they're
will eat
healthier.
anything that appears their way as long as it is making them feel good.
On
A
jam.
phlegmatic will be too lazy to cook all those things, so we'll cook what is
Available
appropriate for
very
them.
fast.
Yeah, exactly.
So
So
they don't go out of their way to try new recipes. Those easy phlegmatic. They
Ato
don't have
happy your
that
energy.
time.
Ato happy your energy. That one is for a melancholic who will sit and decide today we are baking a cake, we're going to do this and this and this. But not these others.
Guys,
Nah, they
it
don't
won't
have
happen.
time.
Makes a lot of sense.
Oh,
Now we understand. Now it's good that when you know your personality, then you're able to understand yourself better,
Yeah.
and you're able to relate with people better,
Sure.
and know the people you're relating to. So it makes life a bit easier.
Oh, yeah.
As we finish on this, tell us about now the broad ones, the three broad ones.
Sure. We said after talking about these temperaments, we now classify these people into either extroverts. Extroverts are outgoing people, very outgoing. And so where do we classify these outgoing people? The first one is sanguine, is an extrovert. A choleric is an extrovert. They are very outgoing outside there, working very hard, honking and doing all manner of things. I don't know if a sanguine meets a police officer in the traffic and he was in the wrong. Habari mkubwa. And they get away.
Anasaulisha polisi.
Nah, they get away with everything. Yeah? So these ones are the extrovert, very, very outgoing, full of energy and passion, passionate about what they do. Now, the second group is what we call the introverts. Now, an introverted person is a melancholic. So umesikia atashinda kwa nyumba yake akifanya usafi, cleaning, putting the flower vases, the TV, the what. So that is a melancholic. And a phlegmatic, quiet, no drama, no nothing, calm and peaceful. Those ones are introverts. And in terms of careers, teachers, politicians, preachers would make very good extroverts. In terms of careers, engineers, lab technicians,
data
IT
analysts,
guys, they make very good introverts. They're there. The introverts, they make very good those people. Because picture yourself, you're a lab technician. Who are you talking to? The chemicals, the reagents, all those things around you.
Yes.
Yeah, and they are okay that way. They are okay that way. But how dare you put a politician alone?
How? They will not.
How? Because they need to be talking to people outside there. Are you seeing that?
Lie to
so
people
lawyers, they're sanguines and the extroverts, yeah? Now, after knowing that, we have this group we call the ambiverts. Now, ambiverts is a combination of introvert and extrovert. So they pick some aspect from the extrovert, and they also pick some aspects from the introvert. We call them the ambiverts. And most people fall here.
I think, yes, I am an ambivert.
There are some people who are very jumpy, joy, lovely, outgoing in the morning. Find them in the afternoon. They are quiet. They are that story. They are there. So you could pick some qualities from the extrovert. You could pick some others from the introvert, and you could pick, and then you become now an ambivert. Yeah, that is the broad perspective.
Wow, wonderful. This was quite insightful. And I'm just trying to figure out where I lie on that 4 temperaments. I'm afraid to say I think I lie.
What do you think?
I'm thinking a lot from.
Are you the bossy type? Are you the very scheduled type? You want your sheets white and ironed?
I know I'm not a melancholic. That is for sure.
Are you sanguine?
I'm not a sanguine either.
Very jumpy.
I'm not too jumpy. I think I'm a bit of choleric and phlegmatic. Yeah, I think those are my areas.
Yeah, so now you know when you're looking for a marriage partner, where to venture your efforts in, because again, if you fall here and you mingle there, you know what it means.
Yes,
yeah,
it's very clear. So thank you very much,
You're welcome, Stephanie.
Do you have anything that you want to leave with the viewers as your parting shot, as you also give them your social media handles?
Oh yeah. So thank you very much. We started by saying that if you can't deal with yourself, if you can't get along with yourself, you cannot get along with others. So get to know your personalities, even when you're dating. You who is dating outside there, know your personality, and so that you're able to accommodate the other person. And you who is in a marriage setup, now know that you are this, and your husband or your wife is this, so that you're able to make the necessary changes. Na mkikutana mnakwaruzana sana. Always see a counselor. We do counseling. And part of my social media handles, on Facebook, I'm Zippy Wanyeki. You just go and type Zippy Wanyeki, you'll see me there. Just come to the inbox and let's talk and let's organize. In terms of YouTube, my YouTube channel is Zipporah Wanyeki. That is on YouTube. On Twitter, I am Wanyeki1 Zipporah. Wanyeki1 Zipporah. And we run an organization in counseling, so we are helping people. So if you have an issue, just reach out to us. We should be able to help you at an affordable rate. Okay. Yes, that is us.
I think that's great because you are full of great knowledge in this area.
We call it inner balance counseling. At inner balance counseling, we sort you out. We get to listen to you. There's a difference between counseling and therapy. There's somebody who would want to be going through counseling, and there's someone who is going through therapy. So we could know which one and how many sessions we are to give you.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
It was such a great session. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you have known where you lie in your personality and the people that you associate with. I hope you've placed them somewhere and know how this can affect your mental well-being and even your overall well-being. This is where we take a short break, but we'll be coming up with a lot of entertainment. So this is the time where we get on to the Thursday vibes. Kalami Val will be steering that. So stick with us to take a short break. We'll be right back.